Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In this video we are going to take care of the Lati problem once and for all, and finish up the remainder of the side quests that we have to do in Abazet before we head over towards Dunan Hill, our next destination. So I've busted out my group of girls here because they're all a bit of a lower level, so I figured it would give them a good opportunity to get a couple of levels anyways, and to catch up with the rest of the party. And we've been to the Lati cave a couple of different times, so there's nothing really new to say here. The Lati are relatively weak, you could take them down in a few hits, but it's also sort of nice because they do provide a fairly decent amount of experience and Sid, and it is of course recommended to fight them all, just because of the large number of them. While they're not tough, it would be really unfortunate if you were to get ambushed by them. So I would just take care of them, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, while we're out here, what we need to do is also collect the lightning con in order to make the lightning bombs. So you can change the item by pressing right trigger. You want to bring out the lightning bomb boxes, and whenever you see a little jolt of electricity, you'll want to gather those up. And we need that in order to advance on towards Ruhalt Basin. Fywine, the dealer, had managed to make 5 lightning bombs, but we need to make the other 10. And so in order to do this, you need to be using Rue. This is a prime opportunity to get her leveled up if you haven't done that yet, or if she's fallen behind in level at all, because you do need her for this.
It's never good to overdo it.
And if you are attacking and using her a lot, you will get lightning con sporadically throughout the area. We're going to be going into the deepest part of the cave, so we're actually going to be seeing some new stuff that we haven't seen before. So that's going to be sort of a nice change, I think. But again, we're just going to be fighting Lati and Melty, and eventually, hopefully, the Lati Queen. Our goal is to defeat her and grab the mask so that we're able to finish up that side quest, sort of a monster hunting side quest for Schneider back at the guild. And we also want to use the potion that the monster scholar had developed to spread over the eggs of the Lati, which will hopefully stop them from breeding once we've taken care of the queen and gotten rid of the babies. So that's all, you know, pretty self-explanatory stuff. And I have equipped my characters with a bit of higher level weaponry just to make this go by a lot faster. Again, just because of the extremely high volume of enemies in this area. We could be here for a pretty long period of time if we had to spend a significant amount of time fighting. Almost done with those lightning bombs as well. You can also collect lightning con out in Abazet field. All of the enemies in this area have all leveled up, so there's going to be lots of prime opportunity to grind. And in this cave alone, we should get a fairly significant amount of leveling done, which is fantastic. Gives me a good opportunity to do a little bit of grinding. I haven't really done much, but I also feel like it hasn't really needed to be done. I've done pretty well so far, I think. And luckily, with these guys, you can just blow right through them quickly and relatively quietly. This should be our last lightning bomb, so we've done that for the purpose of the story, which is great. And we're also coming up to the Queen's lair here. This is where the Queen Lati is hiding. This is a very, very long cavern. No wonder they're having such a huge Lati problem with the amount of Lati that this place can house. Anywho, this is the Lati Queen. Doesn't look like much of a queen. It's rather intimidating looking, really. But you can see it's actually got like a flaming mane. Sort of a neat little design, I suppose. Really big and menacing, obviously in charge, being that it is the queen of the crop. This thing isn't particularly tough. It, just gonna take a little bit of time to defeat it, seeing as how it has a lot of HP and whatnot. So you can either whack away at it gradually to get its HP down, or you can chain. It's completely up to you what you want to do. Either way, it didn't take us very long to defeat it. Once it's killed, you'll want to go up to it and grab the drop, which is going to be the mask. And then you want to change your items and bring out the egg melting potion and put it on top of the eggs. With all of those things done, we have now officially done all of the quests that we have at this time. And so our next step is going to be to go back to Abazet. We also have a lot of Sid on hand, so it may be wise to stock up on commons or weapons or anything like that once we get back to the city. And we're gonna get a lot more experience for turning in those quests as well, so it's going to hopefully give us a couple of more levels before we head out towards Ruhalt Basin. Now on your way back out of the Lati cave, sometimes the Lati will respawn. I've been lucky enough not to have them respawn at this point, but my first time coming through here in practice, the whole cave was littered in Lati as I was making my way out of the cave, so again, it's your choice whether you want to just blow right past them or defeat them. And if you are fortunate enough, like me, to just kind of make your way out of the cave quickly and quietly, then that's always a good thing. I'll probably ignore the rest of these Lati and just go on my merry little way. I don't want to use up the entire video time fighting Lati. I think we've pretty much covered what they're all about. And I'm curious to see if we're going to be fighting any more Lati in the future, or if that egg melting potion was the real deal. Hopefully it is the real deal and we won't have to deal with any more Lati infestation. And we probably won't have to come back to the Wasteland of Silence for a while either, so it's going to be nice to get a little bit of a change in scenery. Okay, so now that we're back in Abazet, the first stop is going to be at the Monster Scholar's house. We just need to go and tell him that we used his egg melting potion. And that will finish up that quest. Well done, I made this potion with the remaining ingredients, but it should prove effective. Which is good. We won't have to deal with that anymore. It's a very long side quest chain that's finally coming to an end. We've been working on that Lati problem for quite some time now. I'm going to speak to the ferryman so he can take me over to the merchant's headquarters. And first we'll go and speak to Schneider. And we'll turn in the Queen Lati mask as a bounty. We'll get an earring of blue dragon, 1500 experience, and 3000 Sid, which is a pretty good reward if I do say so myself. And finally, we just need to go and speak to Firewine to let him know that we created the remainder of the lightning bombs. So he's going to give us the other 5 that he had made, so we now have a total of 10. All 10 that are required for our assault on Ruhalt Basin. And with my money, I guess I should buy some new weapons that are available. We've got a couple of different weapons for each character, I think. So whatever you can afford, I guess you should buy, especially if you're going for the achievement for getting all the weapons. It would also be a good time to buy all of the weapons so that you can maybe upgrade the weapons with your commons and whatnot, but I don't have enough money at the moment, so I'll have to go out and earn a little bit more before I'm able to buy all of the things I need. I'm also going to check the common merchant. I haven't really come here in a while because I usually just get my commons from side quests and around the world by picking them up in chests, but at this point the merchant has a pretty good variety of stuff. A lot of level 2 commons, not level 3, but level 2 is better than nothing, and if you are finding yourself short on much needed commons, you can buy them for a pretty decent price. So that's that. I do want to make sure that I buy those weapons before I head to Ruhalt Basin, so I am going to probably have to do a little bit of off-screen grinding. But for right now, let's go back to the barracks. With our lightning bombs in hand, we can go there and we can kind of discuss what it is that we're going to do once we get to Ruhalt Basin and start the assault in the area.
The strategy session for the battle at Ruhalt is being held at Darkblade Fortress. You are to leave for there immediately. A soldier is waiting at Abazet's entrance to take you there. Follow his directions, and use the Karma to go directly to Dunan Hill.
Understood. We'll leave for Darkblade Fortress at once. Before we leave for Dunan Hill, there's something that I want to teach you, Juto.
What?
You and I are now able to use co-op techniques.
Co-op techniques?
Yes, it's very effective. It's a special skill initiated by 2 compatible partners.
That's amazing. How do I use it?
First, change both of our weapon styles to a style that utilizes co-op techniques. If you equip a 2-handed sword and I equip a fan, we can use the co-op technique.
A sword and a fan?
After you change styles, we'll each build up 5 Con during the course of combat. Yours is Strength Con and mine is Wind, remember? After we've built up the Con, we initiate a chain. When we reach that state, a sign telling you to press right on the directional pad will appear in the middle of the screen. Press in time to the sign. Doing that initiates the co-op technique.
Wow, it uses up 5 Con? Just building up that much is gonna be awfully tough.
The co-op technique is a powerful attack, so it burns up a huge amount of Con. To use a co-op technique, accumulate Con using the member AI settings. Each member has a setting that works best for them.
You can unleash powerful attacks with co-op techniques, but they come with a lot of restrictions.
They're secret advanced techniques.
I guess I'll give one a try in our next battle.
Alright, so we've learned a little bit about super moves, so to speak, and I probably won't be giving that a try for a little while, but I will show that off. There is actually a side quest at some point where you're forced to show that off with 2 party members. So if I don't end up getting to it on my own accord, we will be shown it at a later date. And once Zephy finishes talking about it, she'll also send you some cube mail regarding it, just in case you forget about it in the future. So once we're ready to leave, we can speak to the soldier outside of Abazet and board the Karma. I'm going to go ahead and go out to Abazet Field, but I'm not going to talk to the soldier yet. what I am going to do is rest at the pillar out there. I'm going to do all of my off-screen grinding. I'm going to make enough SID to buy all of the remaining weapons and accessories at the weapon shop. I'm going to buy some new commons, and I'm going to go ahead and do all of my skill points and my common board enhancement and all of that stuff before we head off towards Dunan Hill. And from Dunan Hill, we're going to be able to go to the Ruhalt Basin. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and join me next time for more Magna Carta 2.